How's it going, everyone? Jiivita here with another quick start series. Previous episode we went over how to create a character and actually leave the sanctum. We also covered some basics of health regeneration, the hunger bar down here, and how that all works, as well as covering the creatures that you will encounter on the home world and kind of how they behave. So if that sort of thing interests you, be sure to check out that previous video. There'll be a card or a link in the description. This episode we're going to cover how to get started with a campfire, progress through making a crafting table, and then finally a beacon control to actually make a permanent home for ourselves. So let's get started. So the very first thing the tutorial up here wants you to do is open up the exchange. So you can either press down on the right side of the touchpad on the controller for PlayStation 4 or hit L for PC to open up the exchange directly. If you don't like opening up the exchange directly like that, you can hit tab to open up the character menu and then go to exchange. But that gives you your first bit of qubits, and now it wants you to come over to plots and buy your first 2 plots. Each time you level up, you do get an amount of qubits, and as you level up to higher levels, you get more and more qubits per level. So from here, the game will direct you to set up your very first camp, so gather trunks and foliage to craft a campfire. Once you've gathered the prescribed amount of materials, you can hit E or square on the controller to open up your inventory, and then head over to the handcrafting up here and scroll down until you find the campfire. Go ahead and hit craft. Campfires are a one-time use item that will protect a small area to allow you to start crafting. As you can see, it gives you an overlay of the area that it will protect, so pick a location that you favor. Plop it down. You look directly at your campfire, you can see that it's only fueled for 2 hours. These cannot be refueled. They also cannot be picked back up. Also, anytime you equip a beacon type item, it will automatically turn on beacon view. A good thing to note about campfires is that they automatically place 2 plots at the same time. This is to give you a little extra room to build with. It's kind of hard to see, but up here is 1 plot, and then there's a very thin line, and down here is the second plot. To turn plot view on and off, you can hit B, or you can use D-pad up on the controller. Next up, the tutorial will guide you through the process of crafting your first crafting table. So to craft a crafting table, you simply need 10 pieces of timber, which is crafted from 5 trunks. Also, probably by now you've leveled up at least once. You can open up the character menu, go over to character, and then skills, and up here you can start spending your skill points. The first 2 things that are probably going to be the most important are going to be power and dexterity. Power will allow your tools and weapons to hit harder, whereas dexterity will allow you to use them faster. So if you put all 4 points into power, you'll be able to break trunks with 1 less hit, which will speed you up and save a little bit of durability on your tools, or you could put all of your points into dexterity, which will allow you to swing faster. Either one would be a decent choice. Speaking of durability, your totem will eventually break. However, you can come over to handcrafting and craft a new one for free at any time. It will even smart stack together, so there's little reason to not craft several at the very beginning, so you don't have to worry about it later. Once you've gathered the required materials, you can head back to the orange icon on your compass, which is your campfire. Once you've crafted your crafting table by turning the trunks into timber and then the timber into the crafting table, you can place the crafting table on one of your action bars and then place it somewhere inside of your campfire. Crafting machines can only be placed inside a protected area, so if I try to place it over here outside of my beacon, you can see that the hologram is red and it will not allow me to place it. Come over here and can place it there. And as you can see here, the crafting table opens up quite a few new recipes to you, and it also has its own inventory. So early game, Storage can be achieved via crafting tables as they are quite cheap to make and they hold up to 8 items. Anything that's crafted by the crafting table go into the output down below. You cannot place items down here, only remove items from here. From here, the game will direct you to craft your first set of wooden tools. They are a slight upgrade, but you'll be crafting stone tools in no time, so you probably won't have to make more than one of each. However, it's very good to note that along with the other benefits of the crafting table, you can also bulk and mass craft. Mass craft does require a skill, so for now you can do bulk crafting, which will craft more at a time using less resources. So it's very advantageous to favor bulk and mass crafting over crafting single items, as it will save you a lot of resources in the long run. After you acquire your wooden gear, the game will direct you to crafting your first beacon, which will require a new resource that you've probably already seen, which is stone. So you can find it pretty much everywhere. If there's no exposed stone on the surface, you can always dig down a little ways and you should find some shortly. Once you've gathered some rock, timber, and foliage, you can go to your crafting table and craft your beacon control. This will allow you to upgrade your campfire into a full-fledged beacon, which will last indefinitely as long as it is fueled. So you want to come down right below the beacon control and also craft a basic beacon fuel, which will fuel your beacon for up to a month. So it will take a few seconds for it to craft, but once it's done, you can come over here, take it out of the crafting table, and then place it down very much the same way as you place down the campfire. So you can place this either inside of your campfire to upgrade your campfire, or you could place it off in a new location and move your crafting table to the new beacon. Once the beacon is placed, you can interact with it and head over to fuel to place the beacon fuel into it. It's also good to note that if you are a Gleam Club member, your beacon will be auto-fueled for the duration of your membership. Once you've placed and fueled your beacon, you can now expand your beacon by using a beacon plotter, which is crafted with any timber and any foliage. Once it's crafted, be sure to pull it out of your crafting table, and now you can equip it like any other tool. It automatically turns on beacon view, and now it will give you an overlay of where the plot is going to be added. So this really highlights that there are 2 plots right here that was added by the campfire, and that if I want to build something tall, I'm going to need to plot both this space and the space above it. Very nice. Once the game is directing you to your journal to pick your own objectives, you are more or less done with the tutorial. There's a few more steps to it, but most everything past this point is more or less optional, and if you're very goal oriented, you can try to complete them, or you can just go about your business and progress through the game however you wish. As you play the game, you'll unlock more and more objectives to complete. It's good to note that you don't actually have to track these or really pay any attention to them. Once you do satisfy all of the requirements, they will automatically complete and you'll be able to collect your rewards in the exchange. You can also come over to feats, which are essentially an achievement system, and you can see that there are timed feats at the top, which are essentially kind of like dailies and weeklies, which simply give you a little bit of bonus of either coin or experience or both. Down below you can see all the listed essentially achievements that there are, and broken up into several different categories. These are kind of meant to be long-term goals, and there'll be several stages of each one. If you wish to track these like an objective, you can right click on them and it will add it to your list over here in the top left corner. Okay, well I think that wraps this episode up. As you can see, once you complete the tutorial, the day-night cycle will begin, so you will have to deal with night, but it doesn't get too terribly dark, but you can certainly craft a torch fairly easily. Anyway, this was Jiivita. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more like this, and if there's anything you didn't like, please let me know down below. Also, if you like my channel and want to get cool perks, check out my Patreon page. Until next time, peace.